Hello students, in the last video lecture we were at the properties of electric charge. Two different properties of electric charge we studied, the main properties which were the conservation of charge and the quantization of charge. I left you at the invariance of charge in that lecture. Now we are starting over with the same topic, that is invariance of charge. And it is written here that charge is invariant. Both are same thing, invariance of charge or charge is invariant. Okay. What is written? Charge is independent of frame of reference. That is, charge on a body does not change whatever be its speed. It means if the charge body is moving on, whatever be the speed of the body, either body was at rest or it is moving or it is being accelerated, in all conditions the charge on the body does not change. That is written over here, and that is called as invariance of charge. Okay. The point has to be noted over here is what? The accelerated charge radiates energy. If the charge is being accelerated, the charge is moving with velocity which is not constant, certainly it will radiate energy. Now, in this kind of property, that is invariance of charge, what specific observations we have that we are going to see. Suppose the charge body is having zero velocity, it means the charge body is at rest. What will happen? The charge body will produce only E. E means electric field. The charge body will produce electric field only. Okay, that is written over here. It means if the body is charged and it is at rest, it will produce only and only electric field. Next, if the charge body is moving with constant velocity, it will produce E and B. E stands for electric field and B stands for magnetic field. It means if the charge body is moving with constant velocity, the charge body will produce electric field and magnetic field both. Clear? But there will be no radiation by the charge body, because the charge body will radiate energy if and only if it is being accelerated. That is written over here. If and only the charge body is being accelerated. That is the third condition, specific condition. That is what? If the charge body's velocity is not constant, it means it is being accelerated. It means the charge body is having time varying velocity. It means the charge body will produce E and B both. Also it will radiate energy. This particular condition will go through in the last chapter of volume 1, that is electromagnetic wave. Because the radiation in the form of EM wave. EM wave stands for electromagnetic wave. Okay, there we will study the charge body moving in accelerated mode, or charge is being accelerated in that particular chapter. So that's why the radiation will be there, and that radiation is in the form of electromagnetic wave. Clear? So there are three conditions. If the charge body is at rest, it will produce only electric field. If the charge body is moving with constant velocity, it will produce electric field and magnetic field both, but no radiation. But if the charge body is moving with a velocity which is not constant, then the charge body will produce electric field and magnetic field, but also it will radiate energy. Okay, these are certain properties of electric charge that we have already studied in the last video lecture and this video lecture up till this time. Next to it, methods of charging. We are going to study the methods of charging. Okay, after studying the properties of electric charge, the new topic is methods of charging. Commonly there are three methods of charging. Number one is the charging by friction. Number two is charging by contact or conduction. And third is the charging by induction. Okay, we are going to proceed with the first one, charging by friction. What is written? If we rub one body with other body, electrons are transferred from one body to other. Transfer of electrons takes place from lower work function body to higher work function. We have already studied in the last video lecture, the body which loses electron, that body becomes positively charged, and the body which gains electron, the body becomes negatively charged. Clear? So if a body is rubbed with another body and in that case if electrons are transferred from one body to other, so definitely one body will lose electron, another body will gain electron. The body which will lose electrons, that body will become positively charged, and the body which will gain electron, that body will become negatively charged. Again I am repeating, if one body is rubbed on other and electrons are transferred from one body to other body, then one body will lose electron and other body will gain electron. The body which will lose electron, definitely it will become positively charged because it is losing electron. Deficiency of electrons are there, so that's why that body will become negatively charged. And one body will gain electron, okay, the body to which electrons are transferred, that body will gain electron, definitely that body will have the efficiency of electrons, that's why that body will become negatively charged. This method is called as charging by friction because this method of charging is done by rubbing, okay, that is written over here, rubbing. For example, we are having a figure over here, that is what a glass rod is there, a silk cloth, silk material is there. If the glass rod is rubbed on the silk, the electron will be lost from the glass rod, or electrons from glass rod will be transferred to the silk. That's why here will be the deficiency of electron. So therefore the glass rod will become positively charged, and here silk will gain electron. It means silk will have efficiency of electron, that's why silk will become negatively charged. In this way these two bodies will become charged. Okay, that is written over here, glass rod loss of electron, that's why positively charged, and gain of electron by this silk, that's why it will become negatively charged. Okay, this method is called as charging by friction. A line is written over here, transfer of electrons takes place from lower work function body to higher work function body. What is the meaning of this? Work function means the amount of work done required to eject the electron. Okay, lower work function means the work done, the body for which the less work is required to eject the electron, so that body will certainly have the lower work function. And the body which for which the more and more work is required to be done to eject the electron or to take out the electrons from its parent atom, so that body will certainly have the higher work function. Okay, so here the glass rod is losing the electron, that's why it will have lower work function, and it is gaining the electron. Okay, that's why it will have higher work function. So electrons will transfer from the glass rod to silk, lower work function body to higher work function. Hopefully it's clear. Now proceeding to the next, electrostatic induction. This is our next charging method. What is electrostatic induction? First of all, I am reading this line, whatever written over here. If a charged body is brought near a metallic neutral body, the charged body will attract opposite charges and repel similar charge present in the neutral body. As a result of this, one side of neutral body becomes negative charge while the other positive. This process is called electrostatic induction. Hopefully it's clear. I am going to elaborate it. Listen it carefully. What is this? What is the method of charging by induction? First of all, I want to tell you in this method, the significance of this method is what? In this method, electrostatic induction, we are not going to contact the two different bodies. We are not going to provide any contact of this glass rod with this particular body or with one body to another body. What we are going to do in this particular process? In this particular method of charging, we are going to keep this particular charged body in the vicinity of an uncharged body, which is metallic body. Okay. For this, first of all, an uncharged body we are having, which is suppose metallic bar. Two bars are there, bar A and bar B. They are kept in contact like this, and they are mounted on an insulated stand. Okay, this is mounted on an insulated stand, and another metallic bar is also, this bar B is also mounted on this insulated stand. Now in this particular process of charging, what we do, we bring a charge rod. Suppose this charge rod is positively charged in the vicinity of these metallic bars, okay, which are in contact. When this vicinity word means very close to these bars, vicinity means very close. So when we bring this particular charge rod in the vicinity of these metallic bars which are in the contact, what will happen? Since they are metallic, it means they are conductor, loosely bound electrons are there. What will happen? This positively charged rod will attract the electrons towards it and repel the positive charges to this side. These positive charges are what? These positive charges are those atoms only which have lost the electron and have become the ions. Okay, so that's why they have become positively charged. So when electrons will be lost, loosely bound electrons, when they will leave the parent atom, the atom will become positively charged. These are those positive charges only. So electrons will be attracted towards the glass rod, positively charged rod, and the positive charges will be repelled towards another end. So this end will at this end the negative charges will gather, and at this end positive charges will gather. Now if we remove this positively charged rod from here and separate these two particular metallic bars, what will happen? If we remove this particular positive charge rod, there will be no attraction from these positive charges to this one, these negative charges. That's why they will spread over this metallic bar, because metal is a conductor, so it will allow the charges to flow through it. So that's why they will spread everywhere all around the metallic bar to maintain the equilibrium. And now these positive charges, because this rod has already been, this particular positively charged rod has already been removed, that's why they will also spread over this metallic bar like this. Now these metallic bars which were uncharged, by bringing a positively charged rod in the vicinity of these two bars only, we are able to charge these two bars positively or negatively like this. Okay, this has become, the bar B has become positively charged and bar A has become negatively charged. Hopefully it's clear. Next to it, another method is there of charging by induction. That is what this particular method is given as example also in your NCERT book, and we are going to understand it also. If simply we are having a metallic sphere and we have to charge this metallic sphere as positive charge, as positively charged. So how to do this? What we'll do, we'll bring a negative charge rod near to this metallic sphere, and when we'll bring negatively charged rod near to this metallic sphere, it will attract the positive charges towards it and repel the negative charge towards another end. Because of this kind of phenomenon, this which we have already understood in this particular case. Now positive charges will be attracted towards the negative charge rod and negative charge will be repelled, because same nature of charges. Now if this end is earthed, okay, if grounded, this end of the metallic sphere is grounded, what will happen? These electrons will, or these negative charges will be transferred to the earth, and when these negative charges will be transferred to the earth, there will be no effect on this one, because these charges are bounded with attraction force due to these negative charges. So that's why there will be no effect. These negative charges will be transferred to the earth, and finally if we remove this particular rod from here, these positive charges will spread over the metallic sphere like this, and the metallic sphere which was uncharged, now it has become positively charged. Okay, that's all for charging by induction in this particular video session. Few more example and few more concept we will come with few more concept we will come up in the next video session. Thank you very much. Work hard and keep on studying.